Hello and welcome to India Post Live. This is India's first news conversation web TV, and what we are going to discuss today, of course, is an issue that perhaps most of us are wondering about when is it going to be solved, and that is the issue of incumbent MPs trying to get their way into new bungalows that are going to be allotted to them, but the only way they can get it is when there is a bungalow free. Now, what exactly is the current situation? Let's have a look at this story. With change of government comes changing houses for our parliamentarians. But top UPA bigwigs are refusing to vacate their government bungalows, while 300 newly elected MPs are kept waiting. Some of the leaders who occupy these lush bungalows are outgoing Lok Sabha Speaker Meera Kumar, former Law Minister Kapil Sibal, ex-Foreign Affairs Minister Salman Khurshid, and former Steel Minister Beni Prasad Verma. Another glaring example is Jammu and Kashmir's Chief Minister Omar Abdullah, who has retained 7 Akbar Road as his Delhi residence, despite being in the chair in Jammu and Kashmir since December 2008. The government has had to book over 180 rooms in capital's 5-star hotels to manage the situation. At the end of the day, non-vacating of bungalows is running up a bill of rupees 2 crores every week on the state exchequer. Okay, so the burden on the state exchequer increasing, and to discuss more on this, I have with me senior journalist Ashok Wankhede and Mr. N.R. Mohanty, who is the director of the Jagran Media Institute. We also have Vinita joining us from Pune on Hangout. I know, Vinita, we have you have less time for us, but can I start with you? I mean, why do we have such a situation every 5 years? I mean, is there a solution?
Yeah, actually, I didn't know that this was a topic. I thought it was about Campacola residents. But nevertheless, I just feel that there is this problem because the earlier MPs do not vacate their bungalows and they, in fact, overstay. Even if, for example, Meera Kumar, who was the former Lok Sabha Speaker, so she also continues to hold a bungalow, government bungalow, from her father's days. So the point is that every 5 years, even now, there have been some, I think, notices issued to 250 odd MPs of the earlier Lok Sabha to vacate and pave way for the new ones. And beyond that, there are these exotic hotels in Delhi, which too, the government 5-star hotels, which too are, taken over by these MPs over and above these government bungalows. So it is entire thing about greed, about no system, about the fact that the amenities are more important than their social service. So all this put together makes it into such a tragic story, wherein all they want is their luxuries. And when the Campacola residents, they are being evicted today. At that point of time, they are supposed to follow all the orders of the Supreme Court. And when the question of police reforms came from Maharashtra, that the Maharashtra government said the Supreme Court's directive is unconstitutional. So 7 years they have not implemented it. So for the convenience, the Aam Aadmi has to follow Supreme Court, and in this case, the political bigwigs, are always fighting over the occupation of the houses.
Ashok sir, I mean, the Campacola point, I mean, that is an important point. Do you agree with her or not?
Yes, I agree. Because as far as the Campacola is concerned, that is an altogether different story. Let us not go into detail whether who is wrong, whether the Campacola guys are wrong, whether the builders are wrong, or the enforcement agency which allowed them to construct that flat, or the Supreme Court. So that is another issue, debatable issue. But as far as the MP bungalows are concerned, see, I want to just make a small correction that Meera Kumari shifted to a speaker's bungalow when she was elected as a speaker. We have a separate residence for the speaker like a prime minister. Otherwise, her father's bungalow has become memorial. Yeah. So we have Shastri Memorial, Indira Gandhi Memorial. These leaders keep on dying, and they're all buildings. After some time, I think the Lutyens zone will become a graveyard. We have Kashiram's the memorial in that another area. So apart from that, what basic problem is that those member of parliament who really never bought a house in Delhi, or they never thought that they will lose the election. Like Meera Kumari, she thought she will not lose
she
the
anyways
election.
would have had to vacate.
And now she has to vacate. So they are asking for a time limit for 1 or 2 months. I am talking about the problem which people are facing is people occupying houses for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. That is the tenure. But this is a regular practice for last 25 years. I am seeing when new members of parliament are coming, they are staying in the guest houses and the 5-star hotels, and gradually within 1 or 2 months time, the houses are being vacated, then they are renovated and then being allotted to the member of parliament. Now, what personally the message is being sent that the people staying in 5-star hotels are very comfortable. Let me tell you, the member of parliament, those who have been allotted a space in the 5-star hotel, they are worst hit. Because government only takes care of the room rent,
Oh,
not for the tea, not for the other things, and they have to pay their 5-star charges. I know member of parliament, if you go to visit them, they will say, no, don't come to Ashoka, we will meet somewhere else. Because if a 10 journalist goes there, his bill on that day for a tea will shoot up to 5,000 rupees. So now another 20 people, so he has to shell out thousands of rupees just for a tea and coffee and snacks.
okay.
So these are the problems they are facing. So most of the people staying in 5-star hotel, they want to immediately vacate and come back. This session, this particularly Parliament House, 16th one, we have got near about hundreds of people. Those are new one.
360.
360. Now the problem with that, we have a categorization in allotment of the house. The junior most get the houses at South Avenue, North Avenue, that is single occupancy. Then if you are 2-timer, then you get twin flats. 3-timer, then you are shifted to small bungalow like that. But this time, since the number is so huge, so I think the ministerial bungalows will also be allotted to the new one.
Well, they're lucky.
Yes. Now the problem is that when the bungalow is allotted, you have to get a furniture. Whatever minimum cost is there, but you have to pay the rent. You have to pay the electricity, though it is free to some extent, and the rest of the electricity, Mali, everything. So maintaining bungalow is another problem
Okay.
for a member of parliament.
Sir,
So a genuine member of parliament who really earns only whatever he gets from the house, it is difficult for him to return that bungalow. Otherwise, if you are a racketeer, if you are a fixer, then in 5-star hotel it doesn't make any difference.
I'll come to that point later, sir. I want to bring in Mr. Mohanty on this. Sir, I mean, like, in the report, it was mentioned about Salman Khurshid, but he is now shifted back to his Okhla residence. But the fact that, a lot of chief ministers occupy, houses in Delhi, I mean, at least on a moral ground, I mean, we should be saying no to that.
I mean, that's the state of affairs in India. It's been, Congress has been in power for quite some years and they institutionalized it, and BJP, NDA came to power, they also persisted with it because everyone gains by this. They were criticizing Congress, why you remove governors, now they are removing governors. Everyone wants to rehabilitate their old fellows, those who are not, they are not able to rehabilitate them in real power, they want to do that in governors. So that's a practice so what is necessary, so long as these politicians all have so much vested interest, they will not depart from this principle. What is important is that whether it is Farooq Abdullah or Mira Kumar, why should members of parliament be given houses?
That's first primary point.
Members of parliament, you come for the sessions, whatever. I would rather say that you give 1 lakh rupee to a member of parliament every month for your housing allowance.
Right.
You find your own accommodation and spend your money on your own. No government accommodation would be available to them, except for the ministers. There should be absolutely no accommodation provided to the members of parliament. That's a practice in America.
That's a practice in a lot of other
If you make a survey, and see, most of the, so many years I have put in covering these political parties, there are hardly few, 1 or 2% of the total member of parliaments that they have their families here. Otherwise, most of the member of parliament, they have families in their constituencies, they keep on coming, going, so they use this house practically for the purpose when they are in session or they come for a parliamentary committee meeting for a day or two.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Another thing, the another side of the story, are member of parliament using their residences for themselves?
Yeah.
No. Barsati is being rented,
Yes.
servant quarter is being rented, the garage is being rented. I again challenge the new chairman of the housing committee Kirit Somaiya happens to be from my state and dear friend. If you survey South Avenue and North Avenue, no garage is housing a car for which it is being built. All garages you have families staying, kapde ka dukan, dhobis, sabji ka dukan. Why? Who has rented them? Now there are families staying in Lutyens zone, in Ministers Bungalow, in South Avenue, North Avenue, servant quarters. They are staying for last 25 years. Members of Parliament keep coming and going, keep coming and going, keep. New member of Parliament is being allotted that flat. Immediately he will go, sir, I am staying here for so many years. I am giving this rent. Now you tell me what you want. Most of the member of Parliament, they give their the servant quarters and other things on rent. And in that lieu of that, whenever they are here, their food is taken, being care of, their house is being cleaned by that family. So they use the services of that family. In lieu of that, they give the housing. So
Okay,
these are the facts. You have to go to the roots of the problem. Merely by saying that whether they need it or not, what should we have, policies, we have policies laid down by the British government. So we're still going on that. So many bungalows are so in bad condition that the CPWD keep on writing that even we cannot maintain that. But still it is being allotted and people are staying there. Lakhs and crores of rupees are being spent on the renovation. Why renovation?
Yeah.
Build multi-stories building, build the studio apartments, give it to them.
Okay, sir.
And member of parliament staying from Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, adjoining Delhi, they may have a pressure of local people visiting. Now from
Yes.
Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, nobody would come to visit member of parliament so long. Even if they come to Delhi, either they come for some interview, some work, or going on a tour, on a trip, travel trip. But Punjab, Haryana, I understand. They just take a overnight journey. Madhya Pradesh also take a overnight journey, stay there, go to the member of parliament. So you need to have a house. But for that, you have got the various guest houses. So they
State
can
guest house.
accommodate that thing. No number of member of parliaments, I know that when they lose the election, they try to catch hold of their fellow mates and they get the guest accommodation allotted in the name of the MP, and that fellow stays.
Okay.
Only one party I feel to be credited for this is left.
Left.
They never go for bungalows. They
But
will
there
go for VP house. They will get their accommodation allotted. They will keep one room with them, and rest of the rooms are allotted to the party work. So the party work, party cadre, party sales are operating from there. But at least the member of parliament is not misusing it.
Yeah.
If I put it in a right word, if you give it on rent or if you give it on for some other services.
So we'll come to that. Let's have a look at the graphic as to who are the people, occupying these bungalows. Salman Khurshid, of course, has moved out now, but Kapil Sibal, Beni Prasad Verma, C.P. Joshi, Valaya Ravi, and these are all prime properties. Mr. Mohanty, I think we've got one more. A. Raja is still there. Wow. He had that house when he was a minister, but okay.
No, Raja was occupying the bungalow when he was already occupying a seat in Tihad.
Lalu also, sir, we've seen a lot of, controversy over
Now
that house.
Lalu cannot even contest Lok Sabha.
But what is Saraj Yadav? But he's been elected again.
Huh.
Yeah, Sharad Yadav. Sir, Mr. Mohanty, I was coming to that point. I was just reading somewhere that in the point you made, if you pay a lakh of rupees to MPs for their lodging, like in other countries, if you have that system, the value of Lutyens zone is somewhere around 200,000 crores. If that sort of place, if the government can monetize it, perhaps imagine the rental value that it could create if you just give away allowances to our MPs. I mean, do you think the Indian establishment can ever think like that?
You need radically different ideas. Some leader comes who wants to completely root out vested interest and think in terms of a larger interest of the country. I do not see such kind of leader in the immediate vision, because they all are working within the existing parameters. For this, how much of resistance will be there? It will be entire political resistance. If you look at India's history, all political process. Remember that Asian Association for Democratic Reforms, when they wanted that political parties, candidates should give their financial status and criminal state status. That time, all parties, including left parties, joined hands. BJP, Congress, left, everyone joined hands to oppose it. But finally, because Supreme Court stood its ground and said, you have to do it, otherwise no election will take place. That's how it happened. And that was when Vajpayee was Prime Minister. So it's a situation Congress has, in fact, as I said, institutionalized it, and BJP and others are following it. So you need a extremely radically alternative thinking man to come forward to weed out this kind of vices and bring out a system which is on a clean slate. But problem is whether such a leader will come with such a mandate. Maybe Narendra Modi, it was said, he has won single-handedly, he has won the election, but possibly his hands are also tied.
No, but the way he has asked them not to appoint their your relatives as PA or PS or your this
That's
thing.
playing small game.
No, that's starting. Let us start. That is the starting. I hope by the time, now when I spoke to the one of the senior officials in Parliament, in last Parliament during Meera Kumar's time, the 3 bungalows were dismantled and a multi-story was erected. So that is one of the, instead of housing 3 people, they can house now 30 people. So these are the plans being coming up.
Maybe.
Regularly. So it will take at least another 10 years. And after 10 years, I don't think that you find any the South Avenue, North Avenue, any this duplex type thing, and you will have multi stories. Already we have 4 or 5 multi stories coming up, and people are having 4 or 5 bedroom flat, and people are
The
ready
other
to
issue
stay
is
there.
after Lutyens Delhi has its
Yeah,
own
you have to
aesthetic value.
conservation.
Whether that, even if you put it to alternate use, then that aesthetic value has to be
Yeah,
maintained.
yeah.
It should not be an ugly multi-storied building.
It's not that. Let South Avenue, North Avenue be. South
There was
Avenue,
this
North
huge
Avenue.
debate earlier also, sir, whether we should have bungalows or not.
Bungalows. But there are so many bungalows just lying vacant. One of the bungalows is just being kept
the
vacant
ones.
for the marriage and other purposes. Any member of
Yes,
parliament to want to. And most of the time, what I've been seeing, the
We all
member of
attend.
parliaments don't go there. But most of the Delhians, whenever they want to, they don't get a marriage garden. They try to get hold of some minister,
we've been
somebody.
on a lot of weddings like that.
Weddings like that. And then the wedding is being even the member of parliament. These lawns are being the huge lawns, 2 acres of lawns are being used for marriages.
If this government can make this announcement, bungalows are only for the ministers. All MPs will have to find accommodation of their own. We will give you
The rule says if you are a minister once, even in a state government, and you come for the first time as a member of parliament, you are entitled for a bungalow. If you are now Sharad Yadav was a minister once. Now he will always occupy that bungalow, that ministerial bungalow, even if he is a Rajya Sabha member, whether he is Lok Sabha member.
So we need to have like
So we
radical
need
changes.
to have what he says. If you are minister, move into bungalow. If you are not a minister, move into an apartment.
Okay, so
Simple it is.
I'd like to bring in Paritosh Vyas, who joins us from Gujarat. Paritosh, of course, is the co-convener of the BJP's IT cell. Paritosh, thanks so much for joining in the conversation.
It's communication cell, not
Sorry,
IT cell.
communication cell. Apologies. Paritosh, I mean, the point that Mr. Mohanty and Mr. Vankade are trying to make is that after getting such a mandate, the onus now is actually on Narendra Modi. Do you think he can actually push for these so-called, reforms so that at least, there is a standard procedure in which our MPs will then be allocated either some money to look after their lodging expenses or the way in which flats are allocated to them?
See, there are 2 things. As far as the housing is concerned for Rajya Sabha as well as Lok Sabha, there are dedicated committees dedicated to providing housing for the various new MPs. So that procedure is going on. And as far as we understand that most of the MPs are reluctant at the moment to vacate their bungalows. So a long-term protocol and a long-term way out must be found out so that this thing doesn't happen again and again. That is one thing.
Yeah.
So as far as Narendra Modi ji is concerned, I mean, everywhere if you want Narendra Modi to put in, well, I don't know. But I'm sure that we have got capable ministers, and with the cooperation of all the concerned people, the ex-MPs and the current MPs, I'm sure embargo which is being created as of now can be sorted out, if possible, at the earliest.
But Paritosh, I mean, this is an issue involving MLAs and MPs and ministers. So of course, you need someone of the stature of the Prime Minister to step in. But you see, I mean, as we were discussing, be it in the case of corruption cases and other things where the whole polity comes together and tries to snowball this process. I mean, how can we ensure that there is no stonewalling happening as far as this issue is concerned?
See, I'll give you an example. 2004, when NDA lost the elections and Congress came into power, there were a few ministers from the NDA who had not vacated those flats or bungalows in time, even the people who had lost. There were other people who were the winners or were Rajya Sabha members, but being ministers were holding on to certain bungalows because that bungalow was shifted to the Rajya Sabha committee. And finally, the Rajya Sabha committee had decided that, okay, the concerned leaders can stay on in those bungalows. Now, it is absolutely clear in Lutean zones, you cannot have more and more bungalows. So the priority would be the ministers, the priority would be the winning candidates. So now, see, there are certain things which, it is the introspection of the losing candidate or an ex-minister. Well, time has gone and you need to move on and you need to vacate your place. And in case it is not done, definitely there is a committee which can take stronger steps. In fact, evicting a person from the bungalow is also there on the cards. It is mentioned in the protocol.
Okay.
And if the worst case comes, I'm sure that step should be taken.
Okay.
No, the police case, previously also, the police force was also being used to throw the things out and get the bungalows vacated. There are so many cases already happened in Delhi. Now, the problem is that you have to see it's more as a realistic issue. What we talk on party line is altogether different. When Modi speaks about Rahul Gandhi speaks about Modi. But when they meet in the house, they don't meet like enemies. So, if you are putting 5 years together, you become a friend. You may be from a different political parties, but you become a friend. Now what happens? I lose the election. I am from Congress. You are from BJP. You are now the Housing Committee chairman.
Yeah.
Being a friend for 5 years, I ask, give me 2 months more time. My mother is seriously ill. So you have to consider those things. On that realistic consideration, number of time, things are being dragged to years.
Which is why, the process just gets delayed.
Gets delayed. So that practical approach also we have to see. You cannot say now we are in power. I dare you, bloody, you want to stay for 2 days, throw you out. Things doesn't happen because you have to have a maturity level also. Now, Sumitra Mahajan is staying in one bungalow. She is the Speaker of the House now. Now, if Meera Kumari requests her for another 1 month, I don't think Sumitra Mahajan is a sort of a lady which will say, no, I don't want to listen to you. Within 1 week, you have to vacate. She will say, अच्छा Meera Kumari जी आपको थोड़ा time चाहिए तो ले लीजिएगा.
But sir, I'd like to differ on this. We'll come to it. We've got some Skype people on Hangout waiting for us patiently. We've got Vinayak on Hangout. Vinayak, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to say, I just want to share an information. There is a bungalow on Aurangzeb Road. The bungalow is located near a good hotel, and whenever that hotel falls short of rooms, there are rooms in that bungalow that also has a swimming pool, and rooms of that bungalow are being used by that hotel, and that bungalow was allotted to an influential NDA leader. Maybe 15 or 18 years ago, to best of my information. Now, how that leader, if that bungalow is still with that leader or he passed on to somebody else who is making commercial benefits out of it, what I believe there is an underneath scam in this, and that needs to be worked out. And I'm not that optimistic or hopeful that Mr. Modi or Congress government they cannot solve this problem.
Okay. I'd like to bring in Mr. Vyas on this. Paritosh, Vinayak has been saying that there is a bungalow next to a hotel which is allotted to an NDA leader for the past 15-20 years. I mean, can we have some sort of assurance that if you're going to take action against outgoing MPs, is it going to be across the board or will it be limited to just the opposition?
I can give an assurance right now. Okay, whatever steps would be taken by the present government, would be in the interest of all the member of parliaments, and I'm very sure that the thing will be done across all the parties. Number one. Number two, what I was trying to tell, there are two ways of solving this kind of a stalemate. One is the emotional and the personal way, wherein you talk and talk and you talk, and you convince the person that you need to leave because there are other people who need those places, considering their constitutional privileges. Number one. And the second way is always the court way. And I'm very sure that the Supreme Court has been very quick in the past to take decisions on such matters at lightning speed. So if talks do not succeed, I'm sure Supreme Court will take a step on it, and the people who are reluctant to leave at the moment would be forced to vacate those places.
Okay.
There can be a third way also. Don't ask them to vacate. Don't request them. Put a commercial rent on that.
yeah.
Now the commercial rent at present for a Bangalore, for a 3-bedroom house in Minabad,
I'll have to come in just a minute
Just
on
a-
the commercial rent part.
Okay, a minute.
As
So-
far as the norms laid down in the parliament, the commercial rent would of a 4,000 square
No,
feet
no.
plot would be around 1.4 lakh rupees
No,
only.
no. What has happened?
Yeah, so
now that's what I am coming to.
So we need to change that.
The Minabag is an area which is adjoining Parliament. Now the 3-bedroom commercial rent which the Parliament is asking is 20,000 rupees.
बताइए.
I am staying 20 kilometers away from Parliament, and for 3-bedroom I am paying 35,000 rupees. So by that standard,
Suppose I was
the
coming
rent
to
of the room
take
should
law
be at the
interpreted the other way.
not.
The parliament is asking for a rent of only 1.4 lakhs for
So
a bungalow.
if you ask
then
them
the
to
action
pay 2
would be
lakh
25
rupees,
lakh rupees.
If you ask them to stay, you stay there for 2 years, no hassle. You pay 3 lakh rupees a month. I bet you the day they get the result, within 8 hours they will vacate the Bangalore.
No, it won't be 3 lakhs, it will be
See,
25
I have
lakhs.
seen member of parliament.
It
It's
will
very
be
difficult for
25
them to pay
lakhs
from their own
for a
pocket.
Indian bungalow, the rent would be 25 lakhs.
You put it that way. So it is better to go for a room in a Meridian
3 lakhs per month.
or near about
Okay.
any of the hotels, 5-star hotels,
Okay.
instead of occupying that place. But now 20,000 rupees is a big joke.
That's
it's
true.
a big joke.
We've also got let's go back to our callers. We've got someone patiently waiting on Hangout with us. Oh, I think we've lost him. We only have Vinayak. Anyways, Mr. Montil, I just wanted to bring to. I mean, people know someone like a Milind Devra moved out before the results came. People know whether they're winning or losing. I mean, why does it take them 2 months after losing to? I mean, is there some problem? I mean, does the psyche have to change?
Oh, it's a ethical sense. Since I have seen Madhu Dandavate as a student, I saw Madhu Dandavate losing the election, and I was very close to him in some ways. I was a student leader from a socialist background. He was a socialist leader, and I remember the day results were out, and next day when we reached in his house, all things were being packed, and he said, within 48 hours, I'm leaving this house.
I mean, it's
Similarly,
that
there is a
simple.
famous story of Shankarrao Chauhan. When he was the chief minister of Maharashtra, and when he was told to quit, he immediately packed his 2 bags. He resigned, went inside the home, packed his clothes. He said, "Mera kuch nahi is bungalow mein." The huge bungalow he left. He said, "Call a taxi. Why should I use a car, government car? No, I am not a chief minister." PS, he said, "Don't come." And the poor fellow, holding his 2 bags, landed on a railway station to go to Nanded. Now that is that
That's a
was the
value
generation.
system.
Of course.
What we were talking about the generation. Those were the
No, even
politicians
in
with some
that
character.
generation,
Now
there
his
were-
own son Ashok Chauhan is known for Adarsh. So forget about that. So
Sir.
No, I'm saying even in that generation, there were encroachers,
Yes, yes.
there were crooks, there were criminals,
but
everything.
the percentage was much less compared to.
Could
Okay,
be.
we've got Paritosh again. Paritosh, final words from you?
Yeah, I'm saying there are rotten eggs in every generation. The idea would be cajole, and if the cajoling doesn't work, force them out and throw them out. Because legally they are not entitled to any more perks. If they have lost the elections, they have to go. If they have to go, they have to go.
Okay, so that's like the fool or kante approach. Pehle fool, uske baad kante.
No, see, it is you have to take a call
Yeah.
on yourself.
Yeah.
If you think that you have lost the election, immediately you should come.
What I
they get
think-
1 month's time. Anyway, Parliament give them a 1 month's time.
26 June is the last
No,
day.
so you go and quit. So you come back, pack your things, say goodbye to everybody.
But these are
and leave.
all only small time solutions. You need
Yeah.
to have a radical approach to ensure that the country goes onto a completely different path. We just do not need these members of parliament to have accommodation here.
Okay.
That's something, a position which there should be a popular movement in order to force the hands of the government to do this.
So a radical approach. So that's the view coming across. Thank you so
And
much.
I expect that at least from Modi ji, because the
Yeah, yeah.
steps is being taken. We are happy. They are. Sometimes you feel it is a bitter pill to swallow, but you have to take it because this country needs to improve now. Too much has happened in last 60 years. So many
So
new
no.
things have, new systems have erupted. The institutions have been vanished. Now something new. So that is the reason. It is not what he said. Ki every place you want Modi ji. Yes, he has got a mandate and he has got a willpower. He has got that
Okay.
strong will to
So-
deliver the goods. So let us hope at least in this also he will put some riders and make sure that the people will follow it.
Okay, so a radical approach and more expectations from Narendra Modi. Thank you so much, Mr. Paritosh Vyas and Vinayak for joining us. Thanks so much, Mr. Wankhede and Mr. Mohanty for joining us. So there you have it. I mean, that's the view coming across that, we need to start with a soft approach, but then, of course, it needs to get tougher with every passing day. And of course, what our panelists agree that if you actually put a commercial rent on those properties, it perhaps be the easiest way to ensure that, there is less burden on the state exchequer when new MPs come in. Thanks so much for watching this conversation. You can also send us your feedback by logging on to our site indiapostlive.com, or you can send us your feedback on Twitter. Our handle is India Post Live. Thanks so much for watching, and conversations will continue on India Post Live.